All right, everybody, welcome back to Heath Barn. Hope we're having a great day. Just came in here to do the intro real quick. Cardinals are down 7-1 on their opening day. Noise! Son of a bitch! Just pick up right where we left off. It's amazing. First inning, Ollie's bringing the infield in with no score in the first inning. But hey, it's a long season. So, yeah, yippee skippy. Anywho, this episode was recorded yesterday. My buddy Nathan came in here, and we did, in the spirit of March Madness and Illinois still being in it and all that good stuff, we did a Illinois men's basketball player draft, but it was just the 21st century. So, beginning with the 2000 and 2001 team to present. Those are the only players you could draft from that age, from that time range. So, he comes in, we do some small talk. I talk about how I think Kaitlin Clark plays like kind of a brat. And we discuss a few other things. But then we get into the draft, have a good time with that. And you guys can listen back to it and see whose team you think is better. Obviously, every time you get done with something like this, there's always a couple where I'm like, should have done that. So, but you guys can listen and see who you think would win in a matchup. And then we talk about a few other things. We have sons the same age. We talk about them a little bit. All that good stuff. Them watching Illinois play and watching sports in general, things like that. So, fun having him in here. It's the third time he's been in, I think. And we've done a couple NFL drafts and now we did an Illinois one. So, thank you, Nathan, for coming in. This is episode 118. Thank you for listening. Illinois plays here in about 4 hours or so-ish. So, hopefully that works out well tonight. And if you listen to this and you're an Iowa State fan, tough. See, I had to pause there because I had about 3 or 4 things all run through my mind, but they were all, not appropriate. So I'll just say tough. Go Illinois. Good luck tonight, fellers. Cardinals. Get them next time? Question mark. Thank you all for listening. And hit it. All right. I already did my intro, so we'll just get right into it. How's it going?
Doing great.
Nathan Ford in the house, in the barn, whatever. Before we get started with all this, what are you thinking for tomorrow night?
I'm excited. I hope when you publish this, we're celebrating a Sweet 16 win.
I know.
And getting ready for an Elite 8, and or we maybe have already won an Elite 8 game. I'd be good with that, too. Yeah,
I think, I don't know. I felt like whenever I saw those come out and I saw Iowa State, I was kind of like, okay, cool. I felt decent about that. Like, and I've seen them play and the way we're playing, things like that. But one thing at a time. But the UConn draw was a little like, but
that stung.
Yeah,
that really stung.
I don't know. I feel like cautiously optimistic about tomorrow night, I would say.
I am too. I'm ready to enjoy it. I think if we play as well as we can play, we can beat anyone.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what I'm excited about, that we have a chance. We're not going to walk into this. I think I saw, a 1.5 point dog?
Which maybe? That kind of surprised me, to be honest, the way we... But, hey, whatever. It's fine. But you said you listened to my last... Do you agree with my Coleman Hawkins assessment? That we're going to get in a spot. And it's going to be tight. And I'm afraid he's going to do something that's going to stick it to us.
So just a typical Coleman Hawkins game, maybe? Yeah. And when you're up 30, it's not that big of a deal. But
right, yeah.
When you're complaining to the ref underneath the basket that you got fouled while the play and possession is going to the other end and you're still complaining, like something like that.
Yes.
Errant pass, stupid shot.
Every time that, yeah.
Okay, all those things?
In a nutshell. That's what, when he does that, it almost seems like every time, because he'll go to the hole, fall down, palms up, not get back on defense. It'll be like a 5-on-4 break, and they always hit a 3, it seems like.
Correct.
And that first game, we were losing whenever he did that against Morehead State.
Mm-hmm.
And then, credit to Underwood for putting in danger in that spot when they were doubling Damask. That was great. So, but yeah, I just feel like, man, it's gonna be something where it's like, okay, does Underwood have the whatever to take him out,
right,
or something? We'll see. And I could be wrong. Hell, he may play great, or he may make a mistake or two, and Underwood just take him out, and him not be a factor. I don't know, but you know what I mean. Though, just we've seen him 4 years. We know more than these other people. It's like, okay.
And that's where, though, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm going to be excited, and I'm going to say he's going to knock down a big shot or have a key pass to help us win the game.
Yeah, and then get teed up for yelling at the crowd.
Probably. Yeah. That's okay, too.
Man, I tell you what, on a little side note, Kaitlin Clark, she's got a lot of palms up action, too, in her game, and that's not something that...
When they visibly show your dad in the crowd screaming at you to quit yelling at the officials,
yeah,
I feel like that should be your sign.
Yeah. It's like, she's America's darling, but man, she's losing fans quick because of all that nonsense. And I haven't, I've seen her play some, but I didn't notice. I don't know. Maybe I did notice that a little bit, but
for me, it was when you go back to the flop against Ohio State.
Yes,
started it.
Yeah,
I'm like, wait just a second.
Mm-hmm.
And then ever since then, I've always kind of like,
yeah,
she's really good. She's a great player.
Right?
Don't get me wrong.
She is, but I think that, well, and here's another thing, too. You're bitching at the refs, going crazy. And how many free throws did you guys shoot, and how many did West Virginia shoot the other night when you barely beat them? It was like the free throws were like, I don't want to misspeak. The fouls were way out of whack, and the free throws were something like 30-13, maybe, something like that, I want to say. I know that it was very lopsided.
I hadn't seen the official, but as you're talking, I could probably look it up real fast here. That would have been Monday night.
And like I said, and she's complaining a lot, but...
It looks like West Virginia shot... I'm not going to see it here. I'll have to keep looking for that. Because I'm curious. Because I knew they were getting beat early.
Right.
But...
Yeah. But anywho, yeah, that was just a little side note there. She's America's
something.
darling is very, like, I was hoping in my mind, I actually watched it for a little bit, and I was hoping West Virginia to beat him so bad, but I was also like, that's the refs not, I mean, even if it gets close, I don't see anybody let that happen because they want her for ratings and money and all that good stuff. Not that they would ever do that, but you know what I mean.
So it looks like West Virginia shot 5 free throws, Iowa shot 30.
Oh, it was worse than I thought.
So West Virginia was 3 for 5. Iowa was 25 of 30.
Jeez.
6 times more.
And she's griping. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna. They were gonna do everything they could to keep her in the tournament.
Yep, and they're gonna continue to do that.
That's exactly right. Although then I did see she got offered $5 million by the Big
Ice
Three.
Ice Cube wants her to play in the Big Three. Yeah.
And then Barstool offered her the $10 million to play in like their intramural league. I saw.
Oh my.
So I think I'd be okay being Kaitlin Clark.
Yeah, I know.
Taking a few mil to go play in an intramural league.
Did you see where McAfee offered Indiana State's roster all $10K if they win the NIT?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, and he did, and then today he was talking about him on his show, but then he wasn't backtracking, but he was like, and after the season's over, we'll have a meeting. He's like, that's all I'm gonna say about it, because I think maybe people got a little pushback, like, hey, you can't just say,
like, here's what we're gonna do,
right? So I think he's like, after the season, we'll have a meeting. He's like, I'll just leave it at that, blah blah blah. But he did, like a week ago, said if they win it, he'd give every player on the roster $10K. And he's like, and one thing he said today too, he's like, and there's only 15 on the roster. Like, that's where we're cutting it off. Like, don't be. He's like, there's 15.
Some manager gets added on late to get $10K or something. Not a bad deal.
This is kind of before we start our draft. Those up here on the team, about the 9th man on that team that would have got to play for a lot of teams, but didn't play a whole lot for me. But real good kid. He is the Fletch at Indiana State. He's the strength and
Nice.
conditioning coach.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I guess I'll say his name. Logan Spung. He's the strength and conditioning coach at Indiana State. So,
Good for him.
yeah, he's on the bench last night, jumping up and down and all that stuff. So, yeah, I thought that was really cool. I didn't know that till the last couple months, but
It's neat they're making that run in the NIT, but I would have loved to see him in the big dance.
yes, that's what.
Tony Bennett's kind of cool at Virginia. It seems like a nice guy, but that Virginia team was.
Oh, I know. Yeah, they got hosed, and yeah, they would have been a fun team in March. But at least this way, they're
Still winning ball games.
playing 3 games at home, and everybody gets to see
Yeah.
them, and blah blah blah. And they were on ESPN last night. You know, the lead-in for Sports Center. So
Yeah, it
But-
worked out.
yeah, but all right. Well, shall we get into our?
Sure.
All right. So, you want to explain to everybody what's going on? The only thing, just make sure you're talking into the mic, because whenever I'm seeing this, it's like my stuff's coming in a little bit louder. So just be you're supposed to pretend you're yelling at a child.
I'll use that principal voice. Sorry about that. Use my principal voice.
Yeah, right.
Fair.
I won't. I'll keep my voice the way it is. You use whatever voice you want. But yeah, you want to explain to him? You can explain to him if you want.
All right, Illinois player draft.
Yes.
From the 2000s on. The one rule was they had to be on the roster 2000-2001 team. Is the only rule I was given
To present, yes.
to present. And so we're going to draft a team of 12
Yes.
to kind of formulate our team, and then at the end, surprise, maybe coach pick as well.
How about since you said off air you're going to let me have the first pick, maybe I'll let you get the first coach pick. You want to do it like that?
Sure.
Okay. And Bubba Chisholm is off the table. Wait, no, that's one thing that we were talking about before we started going through these teams. Like a lot of names that you had completely forgotten about.
And a lot of guys that I wish I would have created a separate list who we thought were going to be all-stars and
Yes.
studs that were the best thing in the world and did absolutely nothing in Illinois.
That would be a fun list as well.
I think that would be a good time just to go through the top 10 busts maybe, or most hyped,
Right.
and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
All right, let's save that for another time.
Yes, but that's definitely that was popping in my head. Just that one group with like the Shaw and Henry and
Oh, my gosh.
all them, that were supposed to be. Alex Legion was supposed to be a stud.
I didn't know if Jalen Coleman-Lands was on the table to draft since he's probably still playing somewhere.
Yes, he is. I saw him. I'm like, oh my gost.
And I think he started at Illinois in like 2012. It wasn't that bad. I'm being a little bit sarcastic, but
He was legit 20, still playing at 25.
Oh, yeah.
25, I think.
yeah, good for him.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I'm just curious. I'm curious how you're going to build your team, because I feel like we could go a lot of different ways in how you construct a roster.
I know it'll be, and it's like they got all the old school, new school
Correct?
nonsense with. But get my friggin' mic out of the way here. No, okay. I'm taking Darren first.
Okay.
Taking Darren Williams.
That's who I assumed you would take.
We don't have to explain these guys too much, but everybody should know who that is. Point guard on the national runner-up team. Went on to win 2 gold medals in the NBA. Great NBA career. Made 3 All-Star games and got screwed. I think he should have made like 6 if you look at his stats. I don't know why he only made 3, but if you're making... Back then, they were actually picky about who they took for the Olympic teams, and he was on 2 of them. Him and Chris Paul were the 2 best point guards in the NBA for about a
Little stretch.
8 to 10 years. Well, not 10 years. That's too long. About a 5 or 6 year stretch where it was like kind of known that they were the 2 best point guards in the league. So
Yeah.
great
Okay.
career. Great. Yeah. So I'm taking him. Now I'm curious to see where you'll go. Because
I know. That's why I said now you're making me panic a little bit. But I'm going to go with the big, and I don't know why.
All
I'm
right.
taking Brian Cook.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Stretch guy.
Stretch guy.
Can
Yes.
shoot it a little bit. Although his career 3-point percentage was way worse than I thought, because he's only like a 33% career shooter. But an NBA guy, 6'10", feel like if we were playing today, he would excel in the game that we're playing
Yeah.
in 2024.
He also became a better shooter in the NBA.
Correct.
Yeah. Like he was a real good 3-point shooter in the NBA.
So I don't know. I'm gonna go Brian Cook.
Okay. All right. So Cook's off the table. Ooh boy. Let's see here. All right. I feel like man, is my recency bias going to really get
That's what I'm really
the best
afraid
of me
of.
right here?
That's what I'm really afraid of.
But I want both these guys in a bit. Okay. Is my recency bias going to get the best of me? Yes, it is. No, it's not. I'm wimping out. I'll take Io.
Okay. I know. I felt comfortable with point guards. That's why I thought I'd probably go for big.
Yeah. But, I mean, Io and Darren, that's a nice little
that's unreal.
backcourt to start off with. But, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, what do you got?
All right. I'm going to go recency bias.
Yeah, I figured.
Give me Terrence.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way he's playing right now, 6'6", can shoot it. I don't think there's anybody in the country that's better getting downhill, attacking the rim, transition. Defensively, he offers a lot, even though we don't play really great defense, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Give me Terrence.
I think, too, can you imagine, you know how it came down like to the wire if he was going to come back or not?
Yeah.
You know how much money he's made this year? I mean, forget about the off-court crap. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, I don't know where he'll get drafted, but I remember last year thinking, he might be all right in the NBA. He might be able to make it. Now I'm like, oh, yeah, he's...
Oh, yeah. And maybe after they did he and Coleman did the whatever pre-draft test, he may have been slightly ranked higher, but wasn't for a while Coleman probably a better prospect, quote unquote, just for his length and size.
Yeah.
And now, he hopefully should be a lottery pick.
Yeah. I saw something. This was even before this big run, saying he was around, like somebody had him at 10th or 11th or something like that. So, but yeah, he's that's the thing in these NCAA games coming up. I know that whoever we play, we got him and they don't. So
exactly.
So we'll see. But yeah, he's on another level right now.
He is on another level.
All right, so I got Darren, Io. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna go big here and take Kofi.
Okay.
Just to get that out of the way. He's one that, I saw the Timberwolves play the other night. No, I didn't. I can't watch the NBA for more than four seconds. But, anyway, I saw that at the end of a game, and they were up, and that Garza from Iowa, he's on their bench. And I'm like, he's not.
Oh, no, exactly.
I don't know. I figured Kofi'd surely be able to
do something.
Latch on somewhere, but.
Well, that's what's hard with this, because obviously I would take Kofi back in a second. But when you think roster construction, he makes it completely different.
Oh, I know.
We're not playing the 5-out that we're playing right now. And once again, great basketball player. I would take him in a second. Loved what he did at Illinois, but interesting.
He changed the way we had to play.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's tough because I got two guys I want. I'm gonna go ahead and take D.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
So I've got
D, Terrence, Brian Cook.
Okay.
So I feel like I hit a little bit of all three levels.
Yeah.
Point guard, wing, bigger guy.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and get Luther just to get him. I'm guard heavy, but this is kind of like a fantasy draft too. You can get guys in the later
Correct.
part that can fill in. Like and Io's what 6'5" or 6", so
Oh yeah, no. In this game, like if you go 6'5" across the board anymore,
yeah,
you're fine.
Yeah. So I got So let's then how about we both get our starting five, and then we'll go over who we got so far, and then we'll try to. Okay.
All right. I need more shooters. So give me Corey Bradford.
Okay. Okay.
And that's my goals. I'm going to be like Colonel Illinois. I'm just going to have to score 95. I don't know how we're going to guard anybody. I have no one that's going to guard Kofi, but we're just going to hack a shack.
There you go. Let's see. Bradford, man, his knee. I remember when he was like a freshman, he went up and hammered one and he could really jump before his knee problems, and then he just kind of got turned into a specialist basically.
Right.
But also when he was a freshman, that was before everybody got there, and he was on a bad team, best player on a bad team, and then everybody else got there, and but he was something else too. I watched that 05 clip, like a reel or something, them against Arizona. It is unbelievable how baggy everybody's
Oh,
shorts
it's crazy.
were. And it was just like that up until like 4 or 5 years ago.
Exactly.
But I was just like, you look at it now. Back then it was nothing. You look at that now, it just looks
Ridiculous.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Was it like Carmelo and maybe LeBron? They did the Super Bowl commercial. Have you seen that?
I'm not sure, but
Well, I think it's like they all have baggy suits on from when they got
Yes.
drafted, and they had the flip phones. Like they recreated it. It was pretty funny.
yeah. They had a Kendrick Perkins on there or something.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
It was good.
But those shorts, mind blowing. But
I'm going to take good Corey Bradford and good 3-point shooter Corey
yeah.
and hope for the best.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Man, I'll tell you what. I got like guards. I need more size, but there's size there's plenty of size out there still. I'm tempted to. I mean, he's first team All Big Ten on a really good team. I feel like it might be a little bit premature though, but I'm thinking. This is quality audio right here. I'm gonna get the booty ball going.
You going to take him?
I'm gonna take Damask
Okay.
because he's 6'6", and now I got Darren, Io, Luther, Damask, and Kofi so far. So it's like if the booty ball is working and they want to even try to double that, I mean, Kofi's the danger and just getting dunks all the time. And if they double it, he can kick it out to Darren. You know, you got Darren and Io and Luther. So, yeah.
Nice.
So
I'm going to put Terrence on Marcus and shut it down.
Yeah, probably. But
Actually, there's somebody out there I think that would shut it down defensively. But he maybe not. All right, I'll hang on to that one.
okay. And I guess this doesn't have to be your starting five. This, we're just drafting, but
No, where do I want to go? I know, this is tough.
well, when you're looking at all these names,
Because, man, I feel like you said, wings, need a little defense. If we're truly playing 5-on-5. Give me, I don't know. Give me Myers Leonard.
oh, you suck. I was going to take him because I was like, I got Kofi, then I got to get an athletic big.
Well, and that's where I'm like, I've got an athletic big that could hopefully slow down Kofi just a little bit.
Right.
Cook can stretch the floor a little bit, a little more size. Nobody's going to slow down D.
Right.
Maybe if Corey shoots the 3. Although I'd rather have Luther head than Corey Bradford. Want to trade? No, I'm just kidding.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, but all right, so let's do a little recap here. So who are your 5 so far?
So I have Brian Cook, Terrence Shannon Jr., D. Brown, Corey Bradford, Myers Leonard.
Okay. I got Darren, Io, Kofi, Luther, and Damask. Okay.
Can we talk for 1 second, though?
Oh, yeah,
Did you
sure.
ever anticipate Damask being this good?
No.
Okay, I didn't either.
But as soon as I started watching them, I was like, damn, what was the first game where he really was it Florida Atlantic where he really just
Took off and had 30.
yeah.
Did you see the report that came out this week, though, that supposedly Jay Wright was the one that
I
told
talked
Underwood?
about that on one of my pods, how I talked about that quite a bit. It wasn't this one, it was the one before.
Okay.
And because I think I talked about the McAfee deal. I talked about that too, how Jay Wright either he didn't call a game, but he watched him or something and got a hold of him and was just like, hey, why don't you just do that
Right.
have Damask back him down, and that's why I said on here too. First 2-3 games he didn't do that, and then all of a sudden he started doing it, and it was just completely different. Yeah. So I think that I believe that that's probably where it came from because he wasn't doing it right off the bat.
Sure.
But man, he is just
Unreal good.
yeah.
I love it.
Okay. And I got a buddy up there that said one of those years at Southern he got hurt and only played 8 games, and they're going to try to get him another year.
Oh, really?
But the fact that I haven't heard any more, or they're not saying anything else about it, makes me think it's not going to happen. But apparently they were going to try, which that would just be.
And I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. But either way, he's just. That's why I took him so high. He's smart and just makes the right play the majority of the time.
Correct.
His ball handling isn't quite what a normal point guard's is, so he's going to turn it over 3 times a game probably. But he's
good.
If there's been a better transfer this year, I don't know who. I mean, there might be a better one, but
probably the only one that I would come to my mind instantly be Dalton Connect for Tennessee.
Right? Yeah.
Is probably outside of that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but
sorry. Quick aside.
Oh no problem. He's yes, I love him. I wish it was more than 1 year, but all right. Well, you've got Leonard, and I better take somebody that's big and athletic enough to kind of match up with that a little bit. So I'll take Augustine, I reckon.
Yeah, good pick.
Just a good bench guy for this group.
Absolutely. All right, I've had him ranked pretty high, and I just kept looking at him. I'm taking Frankie.
Yeah, that's what I was going to take just then, but I was like, man, I already got guards.
I know. Like, I forget being the bigs. I got Myers and Cook. I'll take just a winner.
Right.
Give me the Peoria kid.
Yeah. Okay. Now we need to give it a little thought here.
This is where my recency bias comes in a little bit, though, because I'm probably taking guys that are probably played within the last 5 years a little bit.
Yeah.
Gave them a little more of a boost than what I should have.
I got one guy in mind, but I think I'll take this guy to give me just one more guy with a little. So I'll take Malcolm Hill.
That was going to be my next pick.
Was it?
Yep.
He's still hanging on, man. He signed a 10-day with somebody.
It's crazy to me. I mean, good for him.
I know.
It's neat to see.
And when he goes in for, he was like Damascus before Damascus. Except I think Damascus is better, but he's played that old man game too. Because he's not athletic at all. Damascus is more athletic than Malcolm Hill probably, but I remember Malcolm Hill. Did he ever get a dunk in a game over like 4 years?
And talk about a guy that played on some really bad teams. Wow, That was some. Yeah, it was him or kind of no one.
Right.
All right. Maybe, I don't know if I like this or not, but I'm going to take Brandon Paul.
Okay. Yeah, I got him down there.
I don't know.
Good player.
He was a really good player, but always that guy that you felt like maybe could do. You just waited for him to take the next level, take the next gear.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just weird. Him, Myers, Jeremy Richmond. We can talk about Jeremy and the whole getting punched in the locker room. That just, I don't know.
Yeah, that was weird. That was a weird little era there.
But I don't know.
Athletic. Well, hell, he a couple years ago he played for the Spurs for a while.
I know. We went over. They used to do that like shootout around Christmas time at the Assembly Hall, and they'd play. And I remember we went over and watched. He played for Gurney, right? I think is where he came out of.
Yeah, I think so.
And he came down the baseline, and it was like, holy cow! Just like one step, next thing you know, he's dunking over everyone.
Yeah,
I'll always remember that play.
Yeah. He made a lot of big plays.
But
I mean, for Illinois as well, he was their best player. It was him and somebody else. I don't know if this kid will pick up him or not, anybody, but like those two, I just weren't quite get to the level everybody thought they were going to. Yeah, but still had good careers. So, I'll take Frazier, I guess, to be like a backup guard.
Yeah, he was my next guard I had on my list in like kind of semi-order.
Yeah. He can back up Io and Darren and Luther, whatever. He can run the point if he has to, but he's a guy, though, that's funny because, you just think about Io and Kofi, and if I wouldn't have looked at those rosters, hell, he may have slipped my mind, even though he was there for seemingly
correct
8 years. Yeah. But.
And Brad's talked a little bit this week about injuries with that. Was it right after Io? He had pink eye, and I forgot. We played Chattanooga.
Yeah. I remember that.
So it's like, not that I think we were ever going to beat Houston that year, pink eye or not, and I think Granderson was hurt, but.
Yeah. They were like 4 seed, right? Then Houston was a 1.
I think Houston was a 5 because we got beat in the round of 32.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was just kind of an overseeded once again because we'd played Loyola the year prior. Mm-hmm. It was probably an overseeded 9.
Yeah.
Or underseeded. That's a great way of saying that, the underseed. Anyway.
But that's what I was talking about that last one, though. It's like, I listened to that call-in show.
Right.
And, this, a couple of people called in. This one guy was like, I was 13 years old the last time we made the Sweet 16, and all this is just... I wanted to be like, let's just keep that on the down low, man. That shit's embarrassing.
Right.
It should not have been that long. And I know that it's, I don't take it for granted making it this far, but it's like, damn, like with the program's history, it shouldn't be like doing cartwheels to make it to the Sweet 16. That's all I would say, But, oh man, I remember where I was. I was like, yeah.
I agree.
2 more wins, and they say, save it for that kind of stuff. But
exactly.
Yeah, but all right, whose pick is it? Who we got? I just took Frazier. Yeah.
You got Frazier. I don't know how I feel about this, and this is one of those probably comparing eras, but Mike Davis was a really good rebounder, big guy. I'm going to take Mike Davis.
Yeah, I had him down as one. I liked him. It was just in that era where,
yeah. And then I like Mike Tisdale. Can we talk about Tisdale for a second? He was at the game.
He was at that game, yeah.
And I'm like, why couldn't you have gained weight when you were at Illinois? Because it looked like you had gained a few lbs, which is good. Like, we always had to hear about his 5,000 calorie diet.
He was ahead of his time though, because he didn't go inside very much. He could shoot outside. Had a nice touch.
And he was a Riverton kid, right?
Yeah.
But good for him. That was because just once again going through some of the rosters.
Yeah.
Bill Cole.
Oh, jeez, I know.
Bruce Weber, I feel like, I don't know, he played Bill Cole a whole lot.
Yes, he did. You look back at Brucey, and man, once all those guys cleared out, he just didn't recruit enough.
The cupboard was pretty bare.
Yeah. Some lean years. And then Gross, he's done a great job since he left.
And I had at one point read his name was tied to Ohio State.
Oh, jeez Louise.
But that could have been more just Twitter than anything.
Right. I would have been perfectly fine with that.
Me too.
Yeah. But I wonder if we'll see if that works out with that Diebler. You remember that Diebler playing, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. That was back with Darren and D and all them. Hell, he was on that team where we were undefeated, and that last regular season game of the year, I'm pretty sure that he was playing on that team.
Yes.
Yeah.
And his brother was even more highly recruited, right?
I'm not sure. I didn't know there's 2 of them. I just remember that name, but
there's 2 Dieblers, I think.
Yeah.
I think his older brothers played with like either Solinger or was part of that. Who was the big guy that they had? Aaron Kraft.
Yeah.
And
Aaron Kraft, he was annoying.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but that we'll just see though. Like they get hot at the end of the year, make a little run, and then you give them the job. It's kind of like okay, we'll see what
Absolutely.
See how that works out, because sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. But all right, my bench, I got a guard, a forward, and so I can probably just take the best. All right, let's see if you if we should allow this one or not. I was going to take Nunn.
I had him next on my wing list.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm good with it.
All right.
Yes.
Kendrick Nunn.
It was actually probably a Nunn or Brandon Paul when I was looking at the Paul pick. So.
Right, yeah.
Just another guy.
Because he averaged 15 a game for us, so it's not, it's not like but
a little off the court incident problems.
Right.
That was, they had a lot of those issues too. We had a lot of those issues with the late 2000s into the early 2010s, but
yeah. Well, who knows what the reasons are for that? I mean,
yeah.
Now, social media wasn't quite cranked up like it was back then.
Correct.
So yeah. All right.
Well, we got what? How many more picks?
I've got 9, so you've got 4 more.
So I have 4 more picks. I don't know. Will you allow Ravonte Rice?
Yeah.
All right.
I had him down.
Okay. Give me Ravonte.
Yeah, hell, he played, 2 years, 3 years?
I think he played 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Another one that just kind of on some weird teams.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a weird fit. Transfer kid.
But leading scorer on a team that was just kind of...
Yeah. And I'll never forget his step back, top of the key 3 to beat Missouri.
Yeah.
But just more scoring.
Right. Yeah, he was... I feel like those guards are all pretty similar, Let's see, we got guards. I don't think you would ever take this guy, but I'm just going to take him because he was like my favorite one. He's on my Mount Rushmore of favorite Illinois players of all time. I just think he was great. And he got screwed because he didn't get to play in the tournament because of COVID. But I'm taking Felice.
I had him on my list.
Yeah. I just loved him so much.
He was a fantastic player.
Yeah.
I know Keely knows way more about basketball than I do. And every time we'd be struggling, she'd always say, you better get Andres Felice in. He'd come in and things would change.
Yeah.
So.
Just, man. And just, everything. Strong, big, strong. Smart.
Yep.
He's just like a glue guy, no matter what, And I felt like he'd be a guy that down the road would be a good coach too, because he's really smart. But yes, I loved him. So.
And I haven't seen anything to say different. He's still playing somewhere, isn't he?
Yeah, he's kicking ass too overseas. He's doing really, really good.
That's
though.
What I thought.
Yeah, I just don't think he's quite good enough to play in the NBA. But if he can make a lot of money overseas, then good for him. So yeah. All right.
So this, I don't know.
Is it Bubba Chisholm?
It's not.
Is it? Let me think of another. Oh man.
There's a guy I really want just because some of my first Illinois basketball memories were of him, and he was fantastic, and I just loved everything about him.
Yeah.
But I might wait because probably he's more of like a 10-12 guy in a Mount Rushmore list. So that being said, give me maybe another what could have been. I want Jamar Smith.
Ooh, okay.
And just the way he came in and could shoot the basketball.
Yeah, he's a shooter, for sure.
Once again, talk about off-field stuff, all that weird stuff with the car wreck, C.J. Jackson.
Or it was Brian Carrawell or whatever.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, sorry. Yes.
He was supposed to be. There's so many kids that were supposed to be real good, and even after Carrawell left, he didn't. Wherever he transferred to, he didn't do a lot. I don't think he did either.
But I don't know. I'm just give me the 3-point shooting.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna get me another hustle glue guy here. There's other guys with more talent than him, but I'm gonna take Lucas Johnson.
That's who I wanted so bad. Who
you were just talking about.
That was just who I was talking about.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
No. I had every right to take him. I thought I'll wait another pick.
Going for the jugular. Yeah.
I just remember number 22, Lucas Johnson diving all over everything and just getting in people's faces. Loved it.
Yeah, we were at a. There was a night in Champaign out at the bars, and we were all,
having a good time.
Yeah, but he plops down. I bet I talked to him 15 minutes sitting there. Just couldn't have been nicer. He was
good guy.
Lit up pretty good. Everybody
sure
was. And he just went on about his merry way. But yeah, I just thought, what am I on my 11th guy? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's a good dude just to have to play multiple positions, guard anybody, do whatever.
Yep. All right. Well, probably another glue guy that probably did a little bit of everything, but just was undersized. Roger Powell.
Yep, I got him there.
I'll go ahead and take him. The Rev.
Yep.
I hope he turns Valpo around a little bit. It'd be good for that program.
Yeah. When was it? Whenever Chin and Antigua left, we thought maybe he was going to be an assistant or something.
Yes.
Possibly, yeah. But I think I'm fine with our assistants.
Oh, yeah.
I
am okay with him, too.
Yeah.
Supposedly, they said maybe Antigua was tied to the Southern Illinois job.
Oh, really?
I had heard that in passing on the radio, but I don't know if that was more just speculation, hope /
yeah,
curious. But anyway.
Yeah. He, tell you what, you keep on getting beat in the first round. That doesn't bother me at all.
No.
Yeah. I thought, and they're bringing Calipari back, too. Did you see that tweet, man? It was bad, but they're like, here's a Kentucky fans for you. And this guy tweeted out, if you let Calipari back in Lexington, we're going to make January 6th look like a kindergarten birthday party.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, and then he's like, I was just kidding. Just kidding. Because that's one of those knock, knock, knock. Yeah, this is the FBI.
Yeah. Like,
I'm just upset.
Nobody can take a joke anymore.
Yeah, I'm just upset.
I thought that was good. All right, I got one more spot. What do I need? Got a post here. Guards. Got plenty of guards. Postman. All right. Oh, man, I got it down to about... this guy was... Oh, man. I only got one post guy, real post guy on the bench, so I'll take Archibald for my last one. He was underrated. Like him and well, I'll wait till after you make your last pick to make sure you don't pick him. But they had a little group there on those teams that were great, and it was Archibald, Lucas, and then there was another one that was real, played his butt off all the time.
Yeah, I've got him here too, but I don't know if I'm going to take him or not.
Yeah.
See, I mean, this is for fun, because then there's part of me that wants to take the what could have been.
Mm-hmm.
And I go back to the if he wouldn't have punched Brandon Paul in the face, and I feel like Jeremy Richmond would have been really good, but
he wasn't.
So I'm probably not going to take him. Since you did take Lucas Johnson, Carpaglia would be a close one for me. But I also like Marcus Griffith. I'll probably go Marcus Griffith.
Yeah. Yeah, he was good. Griffin was good. He was actually looking at it now, I probably should have taken him over Archibald, and he was a little bit better than him. But Archibald was really good.
Archibald was really good.
I mean, hell, Archibald was like, well, I guess I'll put it this way. Griffin didn't get drafted. Archibald got drafted like early second round. So.
Correct. Were you talking about Demir Carpaglia?
No. Archibald was drafted in the second round.
No, I know. Who was your guy that you said?
I thought about Carpaglia.
Yeah.
And I had Griffin right there too, but yeah, that's who I was talking about. Marcus Griffin, man. I've told this story before, but every time I think about him, I just think about my junior year in high school. We played them, and I shot a three, and he sent it like 8 rows. But 8 rows deep, like behind me. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
Probably should have pump faked it. I mean, he came out with that long arm and just swatted it. Like I looked back behind me, like, oh, okay,
this is how this is going to go. I didn't realize you guys played manual.
Yeah.
I did not. I had never heard that story until I heard it here on the pod.
Yeah, sophomore and junior year we played him.
Was that a DAC?
Yeah, that Topper Classic.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. It was cool, but the junior year we played him fairly tough until. They picked our point guard about 5 times beginning of the fourth quarter. Ended up being like 22 or something. But, yeah, I do remember that, though. He just – I was just like, oh, jeez.
Here we go.
Whoops. Yeah. And then, like, you're 160 pounds. You got Sergio McLean, like, guarding. Like,
See, and that's what
I'm having a hard time getting open, coach. Like, what,
Right. What do you want to do here?
Yeah. But it was cool. But, yeah, I liked Griffin a lot, too. I always pulled for him when he played for Illinois. He was, he went to like a JUCO first, right? And then he came for like.
He played at Lincoln, maybe.
Yeah.
And then came over.
Yeah.
That was like Sergio. I really wanted to slide Sergio in somewhere.
I do remember looking back at Sergio, though, and he was just not good offensively.
No, he was terrible.
It's almost like he regressed as he got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you talk about glue guy, defense,
right,
hustle effort. And the other one that I could not stand his playing career, I don't know why, was Dimitri McCamey.
Yeah, I wasn't going to take him. I put him down, but I wasn't going to take him because he drove Weber nuts. But he was also like probably our most talented. But,
it's unreal. You look at some of the stats, like he's like career assists maybe leader.
Yeah,
season lead. He and Darren were right there for a season. He's number 2 career assist guy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Once again, not on great teams.
Exactly. He was. I remember. When Chase was, well, I shouldn't be. I just said his name like nothing, but kid I coached played for Olney, and then he played for UIS, Illinois Springfield. But I went and watched him play Olney, and McCamey's little brother was on the team, and they look exactly alike, but you could tell like both of them, like as soon as they're done playing, if they get out of shape, they're gonna blow. they're gonna be because McCamey played in that. The one that the Tulip coaches. What the hell was it called?
Yeah,
I don't know if they still do that.
I don't think they did that, but I know. Like
yeah, and he played on that one year. He played for Ohio State though, for whatever reason, the Ohio team, and he could give you about 2.5 minutes, and then
need a blow.
Yeah,
need a blow.
Look like that DJ whatever from NC State, run up and down the floor.
Good for him, man. Though I saw he's turned that in some NIL money. Like, yeah, he's.
That's what I love about the tournament. Like, you get these characters that just like, and he probably should have already known who he was, but when you pay attention to your own team and not in your conference, it's like you don't. So I'd
watch maybe like 12 minutes of NC State this year, and like nothing.
But he's great. I love watching him play. Barkley had a good comparison, compared him to Zach Randolph, except just heavier. Yeah, but a couple guys I thought I had down but didn't take. Well, DJ Richardson, I had him down.
I had DJ down too.
Besides that, I mean, Krupalia, I had McCamey down. I put Georgie down, but
I had Georgie down too.
And Bertrand had a couple good years for us, but
he was one I left off.
I wasn't in a spot where I was ever going to take. As soon as I got past 24, I'm like, I'll never take him.
And like I had Brian Randall.
Yeah,
athleticism, but he never could put a career together.
Yeah, I was never going to take him either. But my last guy I put down, like Abrams, was the point guard for seemingly 7 years, but not good enough to be on the team. And
like we talked about, maybe possible transfers, recency bias. I'd put down Podimski and Curbelo.
I did. I see that the Podimski one. I was just like I didn't put him down because he played about 4 minutes for us. Yeah, but if somebody was going to tell me, hey, this kid's going to take Klay Thompson's starting spot,
correct,
in 3 years, I'd have been like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's like some good swampland in Florida to sell. Felt like the same thing.
Yeah, and I still don't know why they're doing that, but but he's flourishing.
And also, like I included like Chester.
Yes, he's a glue guy.
Just glue guy defense, and then we talk LaRon Black. I had kind of
he had a good year
LaRon
too.
Black too.
He did. He had a good couple years there.
He did.
And
I also included Sean Pruitt.
Yeah,
I had Pruitt kind of listed there as like just a big.
Right. I thought that LaRon Black, he was. I put him a little ahead of, because that 1 year or 2 years, LaRon Black was maybe 15 and 8 ish, something like that, probably, and yeah, he was good.
He was, because I think he and Malcolm crossed paths a little bit there, didn't they? They were playing a couple of teams together.
Yeah. Now you get the who's your coach going to be?
I don't know. Give me Self.
Yeah, I
mean, I love Underwood, but I think if Self would have stayed 5 more years in that era, one would only assume we would have been really close to a national title. Although he's won at Kansas 1 or 2, and then outside of those years they've won, he's really not done much in the tournament. But I'm still taking my chances with Self.
Yeah, and I'll take Underwood over Weber because
well, that's why he's semi.
Brucey couldn't sustain.
No,
and with Underwood it's been the opposite.
Correct.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Brucey started here and slowly went down, and Underwood's been started down and has brought it back to where it should be. So
and that's what I know. Obviously, tournament success is we're here, which is great. But he's the most wins in the Big Ten in the last 5 years on teams with Juwan Howard of Michigan's really good, Matt Painter Purdue's really good, Wisconsin's always there.
Yeah,
I mean we're not. I mean So I love Underwood and think he's doing a nice job.
Yeah, we got the most road wins too in the last 5 years, and that's good. I just hopefully it won't. This next, he's gonna make his money, or this week, because he's gonna have to coach his butt off here.
Correct.
But again, whenever he said something like, "I don't even have to get on these guys,"
right.
like that's good, because on a million times lower level, I've had like junior high boy, like where you're around them a while and you don't have to get on them because you're just on the same,
on the same page.
And
correct.
I'm assuming it's basically the same. I mean, with the university,
right?
But you know what I mean.
Apples to apples there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. But you know what I mean. Though it's like if they're all on the same page all the time and everything like that, then you never feel like overwhelmed by any kind of situation. So it's like
correct. And I'm a firm believer in just the team aspect, connectivity, and this team feels like they've got that. They seem to genuinely like each other. I know it's been reported a lot that they do, and I think that goes a long way. Last year's team, it's like talk about night and day difference. Like, you could just tell those guys.
Matt Meyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaden Epps. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I didn't realize he was like that. But okay, if you'll notice something too, all these guys that have transferred, they're on bad teams.
They're horrible teams.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Sky Clark's already transferring.
Correct.
Again.
I saw that. Yeah. And that's like with Epps. Like, he went to Georgetown, scored 18, 19, was like third or fourth in the Big East in scoring. And for him, that's probably fine. Who cares?
Right.
I'm on a bad team, but
yeah.
Although, did you see a tweet? It was a joke tweet because I had to Google it. That supposedly Ed Cooley was leaving Georgetown, but I found out it was a joke tweet. So, because I instantly thought of what Epps was going to do after that. But
gotcha.
Anyway,
you see where AJ Store's already transferred?
I know.
I don't. To me, it's like if because he's from Illinois, correct?
He's a Rockford kid, but maybe played at didn't play at Rockford. I don't think. He did a year or two.
I feel like he'd have to change quite a bit if he's going to come to Illinois, but
he was committed with us once.
Yeah. That's the thing too. It's like, okay, now what's going on here? Because this is your third year, and you'll be on your third school in 3 years. You decommitted. Well, it's like, oh, yeah, okay.
I agree. Now, I will say, was he a St. John's kid that transferred from St. John's after they had fired their coach?
Probably that would make sense. Yeah,
because that's what I don't know these transfer rules well enough to know. Like, he's obviously could transfer and play immediately, so I think he gets an extra year. Like Danger. Somebody talked about him transferring. I don't know if he can without having to sit out a year.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because he didn't leave because of a coach. But I don't know how any of this works.
I think that you can, no matter what, you just play the next year.
Gotcha.
I think because it's nuts. But I hope Dane just stays.
Oh, me too.
About a month ago, I was like, I bet he leaves. But after the way things have been going here, he's been so good. Hopefully, because you look at next year. I don't know why too. This is crazy, but Stevie's favorite player is DGL. I don't know why.
Nice. I like that, though. That's awesome.
And, oh, my gosh. I think we went to that game, the first game without Shannon, and we blew out. I think we saw you guys there.
Yes,
remember? Yeah. You guys were on the Jumbotron. I'm pretty sure that's the game. But
we played FD. That was the first game I wanted to sell the tickets.
And he had like, yeah. But DGL had like 9 points or something like that. And he just kind of like started, I mean, he likes them all, but he's got this thing. And then like DGL came in the other night and got 2 fouls and got taken out. And he's like crying. Like, but he didn't score like he did the game before. He's probably not going to get to come back in. I'm like, is this how it's going to be from now?
Macklin. He's the exact same way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. We have real tears. We went to the Maryland game. We got beat at home.
Yeah.
About 3 minutes in, it's time. We got to go. We got to leave right now. I'm like, okay. Like, I get it. I'm not happy either, but
right. Yeah. He Purdue too. The Purdue losses he takes those hard because there's a little girl in his class that is a Purdue fan, and it's almost like he doesn't. Like even after the game that we won, he was like, "Well, who do we play?" And like, we're the 3 seed, they're 2 seed. He's like, "Well, that means they're better than us." I'm like, "Hey, just enjoy this for 5 minutes before we."
Exactly. Here we go. Have fun. It's Macklin to the team.
Can't wait till you start actually playing and stuff. That's good. Yeah.
I was with Steve in that Purdue game, though I may or may not have gotten into words with probably 2 22-year-old college kids that were Purdue fans walking out of the stadium.
Nice.
So that was not my finest moment.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Anyway.
And that was a game where that Underwood's been really good since that game, but at that game I was just like, why do you have Harmon and Goody out there instead of Rogers and Garrett? That was
and Justin does some things halfway decent, but man,
he hasn't for a while though.
No, and that's why his minutes have dwindled, thankfully.
Yeah,
and seems like a decent kid enough, but
right.
I'm not upset when he's not playing.
Yeah, but Danger's just changed the whole trajectory now. Correct. Because now it's like I was all Gary needs minutes, Gary, but now it's like if Danger's out there, then hey, whatever,
I like the fact they run Coleman and Danger together because it felt like it was one or the other.
Right.
And they found a way to make both those guys work together in that rotation of those two and TJ and Damask.
Yeah.
And really whoever the 4th needs to be or the 5th needs to be.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
And then I feel like if you got Gary and Danger out there at the same time and Hawkins is on the bench, that's fine with me too, usually. So, yeah, they got everything there. It's just this doesn't come along very often. It should come along a hell of a lot more often than every 18 years, but
correct.
But I hope they take advantage of it because you don't find like I said, like teams where he doesn't have to get on them. That doesn't come along that often. So hopefully they will take advantage. And it would be juicy if they could beat you or take UConn. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I know.
Iowa State first,
Yeah.
but I feel good about Iowa State game. But and then you just kind of see what happens. But one thing too, this tournament's different. Is like all the big dogs are still in it. It's
correct.
Like a lot of butt kickings and a lot of just lack of upsets. But that's just because this year I feel like there's just kind of a line there where there's about, just like you're watching Duke play the other night. It's like, okay, they're really good. And then you're watching all these teams, and it's just like everybody's really good, and they're just moving on, and everybody's just, it's going to be a lot of dog fights here coming up. So,
and I think all the top dogs are older, and I think that's what you've shown to win. What I see that North Carolina's starting five average age is like 0.2 years less than Oklahoma City Thunder, maybe.
Oh, really?
There was a tweet. I'll have to go back and find. It was kind of
Yeah.
We got RJ and Baycott, and then even Connecticut, one of their best guys, who's the kid that transferred from Rutgers, was really good. And Marquette's old.
Yep.
Tennessee's
and that's why
old.
in Kentucky,
yeah.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, Cal. Not sorry. Although I had them in the Elite Eight. That kind of killed my bracket.
Did you?
Yeah.
That pool that I had that I asked you guys to do, like we got 17 teams, and I drew Kentucky. And the other three were like, yeah, I'll put it this way. Yale was my last team in it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it was one of those. But I drew Kentucky. But yeah, I like it like this though.
I do too.
The transferring is a little much, but I like the old guys.
Yep.
Being because they're smarter and they know how to play, and the style of play is better in my opinion when you got 22-year-olds playing against each other rather than 18, 19-year-olds.
I agree.
So yeah, so anywho. All right. Well, okay. Yeah, you.
I'm gonna do a final recap of our
name
teams.
You name your squad.
Well, I'm not. It's one of those we got done and we could redraft, and I'd probably redraft it completely different. But
I thought about bringing in one more person. I'm like, we can make it really juicy and have three people doing this, but I didn't. But I think that'd be fun sometime to get more than two people doing it too. But
that would make it totally different.
Yeah,
it would make it fun. All right, I had Brian Cook, Shannon, D. Brown, Bradford, Myers Leonard, Frankie Williams, Brandon Paul, Mike Davis, Hervante Rice, Jamar Smith, Roger Powell, Marcus Griffin, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. And I got Darren and Io, Kofi, Luther, and Damask. And then I got Augustine, Malcolm Hill, Trent Frazier, Kendrick Nunn, Felice, Lucas Johnson, and Archibald. So we got to find some little nerd that's got. Or actually, you don't have to be a nerd, but you know what I mean. Simulate this and play it and see what happens.
A little analytics, yeah.
Yeah, but and then you've got Self and I got Underwood.
So maybe in franchise mode I'd be a little bit better because I maybe would recruit a little bit better over the next 1 to 5 years. No, I'm just kidding.
It's true, yeah.
Underwood's done a good job recruiting.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. All right, well, yeah, I was gonna do an NFL one. Okay, while we're on here, like, I saw one. Who the hell was saying it? Somebody on Peacock I was watching like a while back. I just thought that it didn't really blend in with this time of year, but they did a thing where one quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, one tight end.
Oh, yeah.
At a time. And then they're off the board. And then I pick one of each. So you're picking four at a time, but you're doing it like that. So you're crossing off four guys each time you draft. And I thought that one would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So maybe when we get closer to football, we can do that one, yeah. And there's another buddy that want to do that one too, so we could get really crazy and have like three of us in here doing that. That'd be good.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'm in. All right, this is fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing this.
All right, well.
ILL.
Ready for Easter?
Sure. I don't have anything to contribute, so like I just show up to where there's food.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I tell you, we go to my mother-in-law's on Saturday, and I'm like, well, I'll tell you what. They win Thursday. We better be. We'll see what time they play, but I'm watching that. So
that's what we're going to my mom and dad's on Saturday evening. So same thing. I've already
right.
Although I'm probably a little embarrassing to watch a game with when it comes to Illinois because Macklin, he's like, you yell a lot. I'm like, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
The farther along we get, the less chance Stevie's got to watch it with me probably because the other night, hell, that was easy. He's just watching and playing. He plays the whole time, you know, in the living room at night. That was easy when you're up 20, 5 minutes into the game and it stays like that. But kind of feeling it's going to get a little more
It'll be a little stressful.
A little more stressful. But
I will say the Big Ten championship game, I had turned it off when we got down 10 because that's how I kind of fan I am. I get really upset and really frustrated.
Yeah.
And then Macklin's in the other room yelling, "We've cut it down to 3" or whatever it was. So then I'm like,
yeah.
All right, I'll turn it back on now.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know. Well, they got down 10 in all 3 of those games, and that's the first time it's happened all year, and it happened 3 games in a row. So
boom, boom, boom.
And that's another thing that should give them a little more confidence.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you, Nathan, for coming in.
It's been fun.
Yeah. I'm going to go coach up Darren and Io and
Yeah, you have Darren,
Kofi.
Io, and Kofi.
Yeah.
That's
And Luther.
yeah.
I got Booty Ball.
I almost looked at my bench and I'm like, I kind of like some of my bench guys. Might have to slide in there a little bit more.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in. We'll do that football one too here sometime. And
ILL.
that's right. All right. That's that.